Okay, so we'll start this week's video back at home again. And you can see we've got the two chicks out. They are now 3 weeks old and they're getting big. They're not quite big enough yet to go out. They're nearly there, but they need to get... I like them to have all the feathers over their back first. Like you can see this one here. Let me show you. Yeah, you want to be on TV, there you go. You can see it's getting there, but that one there's nowhere near. So up until they got the full load of feathers on the back, I'm going to keep them indoors. They are loud, they are stinky, they are always messing about, and their tub is a little bit too small for them really at the minute. But give it another week and I reckon they'll be outside. Outside's ready to go. So let's go down the yard and let's see what's gone on down there this week. And there we go, we're down at the yard. So as you might have seen, the chicks were just stood up on the pumpkins, which have been carved ready for Halloween. And of course the question is always, what do you do with the pumpkin guts? Now I know some people cook them, some people keep the seeds and whatever, but let's see what the chickens think of it. You can see the growers are coming in, but the growers aren't quite really confident enough to have a go at the old girls who've been here a long time. Like you've got the Sussex, who's just to the bottom right there, the black and white one. He's a cockerel. He's going to be a gorgeous cockerel. And he's larger than all the other ones, but look at him, he still hasn't got the confidence to actually get past these old girls. Oh, you can see there's one just over there running off. One of the little, that's the trees, one of the little Pekings has got something and it's being chased by a couple of the older girls. Poor thing. And then if I flick you just over here, you can see we've actually changed some of the electric fencing. And poor old Victoria there, she's going backwards and forwards. Not able to work out if she just actually went down to the end, she'd be able to get around. And you can see just down the end there we got Herculaneum, the cockerel. He's worked it out, finally. There we go, you see, and here he comes. I'm going to try and put the camera down. Okay, we'll leave the girls there doing that because they're just going to continue to eat until they're full for a few minutes. Just explain a couple of changes that we made because I didn't make one of these videos last week, so I'll do one this week. First up, the feed. I've got rid of the bowl, that bowl there. We're not using that anymore. We've now got the container that they have to stand in to actually get to the food, which they don't really seem to like using whatsoever. And we've got the big tall one here. Big tall one here, they can't really get in there and scrape, because in that bowl they were scraping it and it was turning it into a nasty mess. You can see down here on the floor lots of bits and pieces of feed. So we're no longer using that, we've just left the bowl there for the time being. They're now using that, which is going to be fine up until it rains. So we've got to try to build a cover around here somehow to get that under cover. Where we had the growers, they were just up there on the hill. We actually moved the coop down here because we're doing lots of other changes, and you can see that the growers are in with the other birds now as well. If you watch any of the other videos, you might have noticed that we opened up their enclosure to allow them to get out and about. Well, now we've opened it up all the way and they are out and about. The only issue we have now is that they are refusing to use their coop. I don't know why, they just won't go in it. So at night I'm trying to train them to go in with the other girls, but they're a bit slow on the uptake with that as well. So I don't quite know what's up with them, why they won't do it. They just seem to rather to huddle together in a big group on the floor, which is a bit mad really, especially as it's now cold. And trying to catch these little Pekings, they're a nightmare to catch, and when you do catch them, my God, does everybody know about it. They are the noisiest, loudest, screamy, shouty things you've ever heard. So what else has changed? Something else new? You can see they're going up. These nice 1-inch tubular steel runs. You normally, are they still aluminium? I don't know, but they're tubular something or others. You normally see them as a piece like that. That would be like one piece, but we actually got two. Haven't quite finished building that one up yet. So what's going to happen with these is we've got the wire and everything. They're going to be covered over, and then they're going to be pushed together. Then we can change the electric fencing so as it runs down either side of it, and then walking through the middle of that will be the walkway to get into the enclosure here. It would just be a lot easier than having to do a makeshift gate that we've got at the minute, and it will mean the kids will be able to come backwards and forwards and go through it all, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will help to keep out Mr. Fox. But in there is where we're going to keep some quails, so we need to move on that quite quickly. And next up, still got the geese. They're still being nice and noisy. Isn't that right, Mr. Georgie? Or Mrs. Georgie? Yes, good morning to you too. You can see they've got a pond. We did build the pond and it was perfect, and we filled it up with water and it was marvellous. And just down there in the corner should be a little bit of a clue if you can spot it. There's actually 2 layers of plastic, because I forgot, me being silly, that the geese have got little claws on their feet, so one of them got in there, ripped the bottom of it, and all the water drained out. So we've relined it. We've put some plastic, what do you call it, plastic foam stuff down on the bottom, the stuff that was used in the horses stable to give them a bit of a softer walk on. So that's now down there, held down with some bricks, and it's working really, really well. I came up here last night and there were geese in it, and the ducks were standing round. It was a bit like a scene from Fight Club. But yeah, it was all good fun. So that's been done. Ducks are still hiding from us. There are still 4 ducks. There's one hiding underneath the water containers there. Don't know if you can see it, just there hiding at the end. There we go. So yeah, part of moving the chicks, he gave me this other piece of electric fencing, which is just in front of us here, that I pointed out just a minute ago. And the whole idea of that is that if I need to split the waterfowl from the poultry, I now can. So we try to keep it that all the waterfowl stay up this side and all the poultry stay down the other side. And they do tend to stay like that. Obviously the odd one or two will just come up and have a look. But we try to keep it split like this. So if we ever have to, so like for example if there's an outbreak of bird flu or something, we'd be able, in the area, we'd be able to split the two up. And then we'd be able to keep all the poultry inside. Are you going to come and say hello to the people, Georgie? Let me see if Georgie will come and say hello. No, not today. No, not today, she says. But also with splitting it, it's meant that, see just over there, we've got the geese. They're eating away. We've been able to give them their own little bowl of feed. And in there, all they've got is just wheat that we buy from the feed store with a bit of water in there. And that's what a lot of people recommend that you really feed them on. They do still have access to layers, pellets and other bits which are down there in the red container that they know that they can get and they can access should they need them. But at this time of year they don't really need any extra calcium or anything because it's not laying season. You're going to come and say hello now, Georgie? Can I have a hello? Can I? Or can I not? No, you're not going to say hello today, are you? Okay, so that's just about it for today. I'll leave you with my chickens going on a little forage. And I'll say please like, please comment, please subscribe, please share, tag your friends. Let's see if I can get 1,000 subscribers before 2038. And until the next video, bye bye. What do you say? Hey, Missy, you got something to say? That's it, get the bell on, yeah. There you go, you've been told.